There we go. All right. Woo! All right, I can turn this all the way down. All right, so you all, I apologize if you happen to tune in earlier to any one of the streams that I did, because I probably did 2 or 3 of them back to back a few minutes ago. For some reason, I was coming into my devices for my audio. Normally you can see it at the bottom of the screen, but of course I'm covering it up. But my output was set to Behringer, which is what I use, which is fine. But when I went into OBS, which I was trying to use to stream, some of the audio that I normally have set up wasn't playing. So some of the little media sources were not playing correctly, and I didn't understand why. Like this JustDaGroove track that you're listening to. This is an original song that I wrote, and I normally just play it for here, but I've never released it, but I will release it. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Vanha, hopefully that's correct. And if it's not, I apologize. Yeah, the stream is going to be all right. I mean, the stream will be up. Like all of my streams, I never take them down unless it was like something that really went wrong. Like I deleted the first stream that I did earlier because there was no point. It was like 8 seconds of me talking, so it wasn't really doing anything. But yeah, most of my streams, all of the streams that they have something valuable content, I keep them up. So yeah, they're definitely going to be up. And if you ever need access to them, I can always send you a link to as well. Yeah, but tell me where you from. Where you from? Okay. Well, why are you doing that? I feel like it's in a way that I'm supposed to be able to chat on here. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm just looking at stuff. I normally use Restream, but I just didn't feel like doing Restream. The last time I went live, I actually used just OBS, going straight into YouTube. And I mean, I think it was easier, but I do like Restream's platform better. But that is not the point. Indonesia, welcome. So years ago, I used to do network marketing, and I used to talk to a lot of people from Indonesia. I used to be on phone calls, Zoom calls up till like 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning here in the U.S. time, just so I can get a comfortable time to talk to different people. I had a team that I built in Cambodia, and yeah, I mean, but that's, so I love talking to people all across the world. So thank you for being here. And I'm glad to have some people that are all across the world. It's just great. It's great to talk to different people. So if you have any questions about Cakewalk, Vanha, hopefully I'm still saying that right. Once again, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but let me know if you have any specific questions. Today's topic is all about Cakewalk. All right. But getting started in Cakewalk. So if you're a beginner, and you don't know what Cakewalk is, I'm gonna talk about that. If you're kind of you're a newbie, but you know what Cakewalk is, and you still having some problems getting things set up like I had earlier, because this is what I had to do. Not only was I having problems with my OBS, but when I went into Cakewalk, for some reason it gave me a weird message about the drivers won't work for this particular device. And what I had to do was how to make a drum map. I use Contact with Architects. Whew, drum maps. Okay, we might get into that. So I asked everyone, once you tune in, if you have certain questions, I'm going to write these questions down. If it's something that I know that I am capable of covering today, then I will cover it. I got a little notepad here, but if I can't cover it today, trust me, it's going to go in the list of things that I need to cover. So drum maps, because, ooh, this pen don't even work. Oh, God. All right, well, I'll type it up. I'll type this up. Let's find okay. Here, I'll do that in one moment. Let me get going. Let me get going. Gotta find. I normally have a bunch of pencils and pens over here. But oh, there's a pencil. Yeah. So Architect's drum kit. Okay. Okay, and then drum maps. Okay. So yeah, so I got in Cakewalk and it was a weird message that popped up. And not only in Cakewalk, but down here at the bottom, let me slide this over. So down here at the very bottom where you see your sound source and all that good stuff, I had a message that popped up that said, you know, something about my USB device couldn't handle, you know, whatever. I was like, what is going on? So that's why I was like, okay, well, a few things that you can do if you have a problem like that. First off, you can restart your computer. So that's what I did. I restarted my computer and I also unplugged my USB cable because I feel like there's something wrong with this USB cable that I have. So if you're having problems like that when your interface and it keeps going in and out or stuff is happening crazy, it might be one of the cables connected to your interface. But once I plugged it back up, then I got everything working. My OBS sound was working the way I wanted to work. My little media sources were playing correctly. And then I was able to go into Cakewalk. But when I went to Cakewalk, it still had, you know, a message. And this is what happened. It was still set for SEO for all. I haven't talked about SEO for all before, but I had to go in here and select the inputs. So if you're trying to set up your audio device and you notice that your whatever sound card or whatever interface that you have, you don't have access to it or you don't see the drivers. If you go into preferences under edit, so let me do it again, rewind, edit, preferences, device, you should see your interface with some options to select. And if you don't see anything here, well, that means that your drivers are not installed or either your USB is not reading properly. That can happen. You can have a USB port that's bad. The cable can be bad or the interface can be having problems. But most of the time, it's the cable or the port. So if you try switching to a different port in your computer, that might fix the problem and you'll see it pop up. On here, once you have that set up, then you need to go ahead and adjust your inputs and then you adjust your outputs. Now, I really don't need to have all these outputs checked, but I have them all checked because the way this digital mixer is set up is that I can send outputs to various different locations. So if I want to connect, you know, different speakers up here or have, you know, different pairs of headphones, I can send signals all kind of different ways. But once you have that, then your driver settings, playtime should be on 1 and driver out for me 1 and 2 is basically left and right, and then record is 1 and 2, and then I have my buffer size right in the middle right now or close in the middle, so that way that I have, you know, it's not real fast and it's not, you know, real slow for the latency, and then of course that needs to be set to ASIO. And then once I had that, it came back up. If you see me like making these extra little weird noises, just know that I'm getting over some type of cold or something. It's not COVID, thank God, but it's crazy. So this weekend it was really intense. All right, Vahada, while you here, let's talk about. So explain to me exactly what you're trying to do. I know you want to do a drum map. A drum map is a way to basically set up your drums so that the way respond a certain way. But what exactly are you trying to achieve? Are you just trying to get the Architect's drum kit to work? Because you don't need to do a drum map to do that. So tell me more about what you really want to do. Like, what are you trying to just be able to record with the drums? If that's, hopefully you still here. I don't know if you're still here in the room or not, but nope, you may not be. Okay. Well, if I was a person that I was trying to get started I can go to the start screen, and I have a new project, and then I'm going to start off with a basic Cakewalk template. Basically, that's what that means. And I have audio and MIDI. All right, so I can use these 2 tracks. That's fine if I want to. I'm going to make use of it. So for audio, I'm going to install, or not install, but insert my soft synth. And if I was using something that's dealing with drums, I'm gonna use my SI drum kit. And traditionally, before they created the instrument tracks, this is the way you used to have to do it. If you had an audio track, you had to create a MIDI track, and then you had to send a signal from the MIDI track to the audio. So here you go to, I'm gonna drag this down some. Oh, actually, you don't have to drag it down. So click on input, or output rather. Sorry. Here's the input. Here's the output. Output, go to SI drum kit, and then to write a drum cover and connect my E-drum to contact. Okay. Okay, got you. So, you know, so you can actually, okay, let me rewind. So I have a Alesis Nitro, all right, that's actually for my daughter. And we just set it up like last week. It's been in the box for like a few months. Just didn't have no time to set it up. So we just set it up. So the way I would be able to record into Cakewalk is a few different ways. One, I can run left and right outputs out of it, 1/4 inch outputs straight into my interface and record the audio from there. Or if I want to use, you know, like say for instance, contact, I can take the signal from there via USB and record straight into here. I would record straight into a MIDI track just like this. Or if I want to, I can go a step further and I can send the signal to various different channels out of the brain of the Alesis and then go into here and then have the track split. But for me, what I like to do is I don't like to do all of that first. So if I wanted to record something, let me see. Like say for instance, if I wanted to record, I'm gonna just record something on this and I'm gonna use my virtual controller just for an example. Computer keyboard. So say, like, let's say that this is your electronic drum sets, all right? And I have contact on here too as well, so I can actually, let's see if I can do something with contact. Insert categorize. Okay. Of course, I don't have much on contact, but I do have something. Let's see. What are we looking for? Instruments. Drums on here. Band. Synth urban beats. Beat them down. Okay. All right. Let's see. See if I can do something with this. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing again. Okay. Set this to contact. Okay, so let's say, for instance, let me mute my music for a second. So let's say, for instance, here I am. Now, even though I'm using my keyboard, using virtual control, it still works the exact same way if I was coming from an Alesis or if you're coming from whatever electronic drum set that you have. I'm sending the USB signal, or I'm sending the data MIDI-wise straight into Cakewalk, and then it's sending the signal to contact. All right, so let me go back. Okay, my bass drum is on A, snare's on S. All right, that's a, oh, I almost forgot what it's called. Give me 1 second. I'm a percussionist and I can remember that. Vibra slap. I was like, I had to think of it. I'm like, what is that? Okay, I got wind chimes, hi-hats, open hi-hats. Okay, like a Vibra slap with a bass drum connected to it. Okay, another snare. Okay, all right. Okay, and I can tell my latency is off some. Let me go ahead and adjust that real quick. If you notice that you're playing and you're like, why is this thing not keeping up with what I'm doing? You can always take this back to fast. Yeah, that's way better. Way better. All right. Now let me see. Let's see. Let's get a good tempo. Let's do 85. So here I am. I got everything set up. I'm recording my MIDI into here, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm gonna do after that. Let me press R. Hopefully I can play this right. All right. So, of course, press Control S. Always save your things. I'm gonna say getting started. Live part 1. All right, so I've got it saved now. Even though this track contains multiple data, so it has the bass drum, it has a snare, it has a hi-hat, and open hi-hat. I can split this later on. So in the drum map is kind of that way too as well. The drum map is good if you want to route different channels or different MIDI notes, continuous data, basically CC to a separate, like say for instance, I wanted only E3 to be mapped to a certain note. And it gets confusing. That's why I said I'm gonna come back to that. Like that specific question, I will answer that another time. But let me do more research on it because I don't really need to use drum maps. I know Creative Sauce does use it, so a good friend over there. He does have a video that talks about that. So, and I'm always good for recommending other people because, like I said, I don't know everything. And that's why I depend on you all to give me good questions like this. So I recorded my track and I got my contact set up. It's coming through. It looks all good. Well, this is what I need to do. I'm going to separate this track into multiple tracks. All right. So that way I can have separate mixes. So, because I want to mix my bass drum differently. Now, there's a few different ways you can do this. The main way I like to do it is I go to click on the track and I go to the piano roll. All right. And what we're going to do on the piano roll is see, this is the data, right? I know this is the bass drum. Okay. I know the snare was right here, etc. What I'm going to do is going to copy this track, or duplicate this track. So let me do this real quick, drag that down. So I'm going to duplicate this track. And let's see, how many parts do I have? I have bass, I have snare, and I have hi-hat. So I need twice. So I'm going to do, and I want the events. All right, so now I have 2 tracks. So this is going to be bass drum. This is going to be snare. Oops, if I can spell it right. This is going to be hi-hats. And I don't need no record zone, so I'll turn those off. Now I'm going, and I can go through each track. So I'm going to go to this track. Once again, I know this is my bass drum. Anything that's not my bass drum, I'm going to click on the note, press delete. Anything, I don't need that. I don't need that. And that should be it. Everything else should be bass drum. Yep, cool on that. All right. I can exit. No, I won't even exit out of it. Drag this back down for a second. Click on the next track. I'm just double clicking. It brings up the data once again. Now I'm going to the bass drum. Bass drum's on C3. I don't need that. Snare I need. Good. Don't need this. Don't need this. Got all snare on that. All right. Going to this note. Hi-hats. Don't need the bass drum. Don't need to snare. I need everything else. All right. So I can exit out of that now. So now I have all of these separated. I have all of these separated, and let me drag this console down. I don't need that right now either. All right, so now because they're separated, I can mix them differently. Now you're wondering, like, okay, well, you can't really do any mixing to MIDI, right? I can't apply audio effects to MIDI. There are no audio effects. I can apply MIDI effects to it, but not audio effects. So how am I going to go about actually converting this to audio where I can use it? But first, let me see if it plays first. Sorry here. Now, because they're separated, I can quantize these different, which is the reason why you want to separate it first. So I'm kind of swinging this groove. So I'm going to press Q for my bass drum. Let's see if I do 16th triplet, which is what you want to do if you're trying to swing it. Or you can do 16th note, and then you can like adjust the swing over here. But let's see what that sounds like. Okay, and sometimes it might mess it up. Let's see if it messes it up, then we know. You gotta love quantize. Sometimes quantize does it right, and sometimes it does not. Let's see if it makes a difference if we do duration. Actually, let's go back to let's try a 30-second note triplet. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay. All right, so some reason that was better. That seems like that worked well, so I'll keep it there. Then I can go to my snare, and I can say, okay, well, the snare, does that need to be quantized? Maybe I want it to be quantized, but maybe I don't. And if I do need it to be quantized, you can go to the lowest resolution ever because everything that I'm doing is on quarter notes, so I can quantize it in quarters. Okay, now I can tell that now it seems like the snare is too perfect, and maybe that's because my bass drum is still off. We can tell. Okay, so my bass drum is kind of rushing a little bit. So, I mean, the bottom line is I can go here and I can adjust this. Now, when you're dealing with MIDI and you want to deal with quantizing, sometimes things like might mess up. So especially if you're tracking from electronic drum set, because I used to use electronic drum set all the time. I have a Roland SPD 11, SPD 20, and the 20 is like an octapad. And I would record, I've got actually a few songs that not my original, well, they're my originals, but they're not specifically me. They're collaborations with me and my father. But there's 2 songs at least that are out right now you can listen to that I recorded everything via electronic drums. And then I brought into Cakewalk. We applied some samples to it, and that's how it came about. But sometimes you got to determine, like, okay, do you really want to quantize it? Because you might not want to quantize it. Keep in mind, you're trying to go for a live feel. Drummers are normally not quantized. So I can take the quantize off, and it might be cool. Or I might just keep it the way it is. Or if I notice that my bass drum is like off slightly, it's like rushing, I can nudge it, okay, by using my left arrow key or my right arrow key on my keyboard. Okay, and I can tell it's really rushing. So you can play around that, you know, depending on how you want it. Maybe you want it to rush. Maybe you want the bass drum to be behind the beat. You want the snare to be ahead of the beat. You want the hi-hats. Okay, but anyway, I'm getting way away from the topic. All right, let me retract this. So I have all of these separated. I don't even know if you're still with me or not, but maybe you are. But I have all of these separated, and let me do that real quick because I don't know why that was up. Oh, if you ever have a problem where some reason your audio was acting weird, you can always go up here. I haven't talked about this. Up here on your console, not console, well, what is this called again? I forgot. Playback control, basically. My brain is gone today. All right, so on the playback control, you can go up here and you can press run stop the audio engine, or you can press reset MIDI and audio. So once you reset it, it'll like block whatever noise. Like if you have some plugins that are like making the sustain, the notes are holding over and something's weird going on, try doing that. That might fix the problem. Just a quick tip. All right, so I have these separated. They sound good to me. I'm good with the way they are. Now, how can I go about creating audio out of this? Well, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can create separate audio tracks for each of these. I mean, you could do that. That would be more work. It'd probably take up more resources. But you don't have to do that. What you can do is you can use what's called freeze, which is a great thing. And I don't think this option was on Cakewalk a long time ago, but you can freeze a track. So for instance, here's a bass drum. If I freeze it, it converts an audio file out of it. All right. And then what I can do is take that audio file and duplicate it. All right, so I bring it down, and now this becomes my bass drum audio. Okay, and then I can listen to it. I think it's gonna just be bass drum. Hopefully it's just bass drum. Nope, okay, I lied. It was not just bass drum. They took all of them and freezed all the tracks. That's because they are all linked to each other. Okay, so I stand corrected. Don't do it that way. Okay. Learn new things every day, right? So if you want to have control audio-wise, then you do need to go ahead and create an audio track for it. But this is what I'm going to do first. I'm going to take these two tracks, and I'm going to make an instrument track out of them. So now that's an instrument track. And now I can add an audio track for this. If I want to use a different snare, maybe I don't want to use contact for the snare. Maybe I want to use something different. Or I can press Control Z, and I can duplicate this track. Same way I duplicated the MIDI tracks. Duplicate this 2 times. All right. And then I can pair them together. 1 and 4 becomes an instrument track. 2 and 4. Let's see, 1 and 4 again becomes an instrument track. Uh-oh, hold on. Did I do the wrong thing? 1, 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, got it. Okay, I know why. So, don't be discouraged. I know you all are like tuning in and you might watch this and you're like, what is this dude? Don't even know what he's doing. This is why this is called getting started, because we're going to go through all the stuff that you might run into when you have problems. The problem that I'm having is that when I created those extra audio tracks, they were still linked to the original MIDI track. So now what I have to do is go through and I have to change this MIDI track to contact 2. All right, so it says 3 contact 2. Now, when I go back to this one, then I should be able to create the instrument track. And then the same thing with this one. I have to go down to this, the hi-hats, and change it to contact 3. All right, and now I can create instrument track out of those. All right, so now I have 3 instrument tracks. Let's make sure they play. Good, that's good. That's good. That's good. Now I can freeze each of these to make an audio, right? So if I want to make an audio out of it, then I can do that. But the good thing about the instrument track is that it actually already has, it's like audio and MIDI combined. So you now can add audio effects to it, so you really don't have to freeze a track. Freezing a track is good if you have MIDI data that you want to convert quickly to an audio track. But since this is like an audio and MIDI track combined, you won't have to worry about that. So I can apply my effects to it however I want. But the bottom line is that everything is separated now. Okay, we got new people here. I'm sorry. I'm not even looking at my chat. Okay, in Ableton, there is a feature that makes your wrong played notes right while playing the keyboard live. How can I get the same features in Cakewalk? Okay, in Ableton, there's a feature that makes your wrong played notes right while playing the keyboard live. The only thing that I can think of, Cypher Sage, that would work like that is some type of tuning or corrections, like plug-in correction software. And unfortunately, Cakewalk doesn't come with any. I mean, you can download a few different free ones, or you can purchase some. Like I know, like Auto-Tune, you know, most people use it for vocals, but you know, little did you know that it actually works for instruments as well. And also Melodyne is the same way. Melodyne comes with, I mean, it comes with Cakewalk as a free trial, but it's not the full version. So after the trial is up, you know, you can't really use it. Now, I say that because when I originally put Cakewalk on my old system, Cakewalk by Bandlab, I think it was like a year or 2 years ago, I was able to use that trial version for a long time. But it wasn't like the full capabilities that you have with the software. Like I had to, if I wanted to change a note, I can go in there and change it. Now, as far as changing it live, like I said, yeah, auto tune or something like that would work. Because basically you're saying, hey, I'm in the key of maybe E flat major. All right, and let me zoom out some so you all can, maybe you can see the keyboard a little bit. Actually. And you might see some of my green screen cut off for a second, but this is cool. But say if I'm in the key of E flat major. Okay. Now say if I was playing the key of E flat and I'm going. Okay, so this is a diminished chord, A diminished. A diminished is not within the key of E flat. So if I had auto tune on, it would try to slide this up to the nearest chord, which in this case would be B flat. All right. Or it might try to slide it up to this, which would still work. It's kind of like a B flat sus would add 2. But as far as like having that capability where it just works, like if I'm playing the melody, okay, if I'm playing a melody like that and it automatically corrects it, Cakewalk doesn't have that capability. I mean, like I said, unless you're using some other type of software. But, you know, with MIDI, you can always change any of the notes. So if I'm recording MIDI in here, I can go in here and change whatever note to fix the problem. Like, for instance, you know, let's say this is a snare drum part and this note wasn't supposed to be there. I can move that note up. You know, I can move it way up to where I want it to be. So you can fix stuff yourself, but it doesn't do it automatically. That might be a good idea, though, to reach out to Cakewalk and probably let them know about that. Some way to correct auto correction. Let me write that down. Keep in mind that when you're dealing with digital audio workstations, it's good to have more than one. If you are in a certain type of genre of music, like say for instance, you are a person that makes hip hop or you make trap beats and stuff like that. While Cakewalk it's a software that can do it, it is not a software that was engineered to be a beat making software. Cakewalk was originally a MIDI software, that allowed you to record MIDI data. So if you were a person like you were into scoring and arranging, or if you were, trying to do, 80s music or things like that, it's good for that. And then later on, they created audio tracks. They brought the audio tracks in, and then they gave you unlimited tracks. So now if you're like a singer-songwriter, you're a rock group, you're a band, you're someone that's going to sit down and you really are looking for the audio capability of doing things, this is a great software to use. Ableton is a great software to use as well. So, but there are many great softwares. So, I mean, if you're a PC user and you're looking for something that's free, there's several different softwares out there, but Cakewalk is one of the tops. I mean, it's one of the oldest companies, that's been around for a long time. So it does have a lot of capabilities that you get for free software. So, but you will find limitations, and that's with any software. There's always going to be something that you can't do in one software. So that's why you go to another software. And then if you have both softwares, maybe you do your tracking here. Maybe you do your mixing in a different software. Maybe you do your tracking somewhere else, and then you bring it here, and then you mix here. But it's good that you pose questions like that, because I never would have thought to think about something like that, because I'm used to, playing it. Like I play the part until I get it right. And if I don't get it right, then maybe I just don't put that part in there. Simple as that. Or I use like some type of tuner. But like, say for instance, if a bass player was playing and you're the engineer and you're tracking the bass player, and the bass player is going through the direct box or going into your interface, and you notice that their bass was out of tune, that's what auto-tune would be perfect for, because it will put them in tune. And it might be ever so slightly subtle that they're out of tune. It's not like really bad, or maybe they were a little sharp or a little flat. That happens to string players, of course, all the time. Same thing with vocalists, but there's a bunch of different plugins that you can use to get that. But as far as having something directly in Cakewalk, no, not that I know of. And if somebody does have something, and they know a way to do that, let me know, because I don't even know. So, hopefully that answered your question. So, okay. All right. Well, let me reset this. There we go. All right. That's a little better. All right. Now, let's continue on with this. So, and if you're tuning in, we have just created some drums using Contact. We did it via virtual controller, because you don't really need any devices. I mean, only thing you need is an interface. You really don't need an interface either at all. But if you're planning on doing vocals or doing any extra recording or recording more than one person at a time, you definitely need some type of interface. But you can do this whole production part, make your own song, make your own beat with just having your keyboard. And I have a few videos that talk about that, making music either with, your keyboard, virtual keyboard that's in Cakewalk, your physical keyboard that's here, or you can use your mouth, to make a beat or make a song with just your voice. So I have a bass drum, I have my snare, and I have my hi-hats. Okay, and they sound good. They're cool. I'm glad with that. Now, the next part is, okay, I can go about mixing this down, adding effects to it if I want to, or I can just simply say, that's good enough. I'm done with the song. Sounds great. All right. Now, I like to do it a few different ways. So exporting or importing is very important if you want to get your project or your song out to the world. Okay. Because, you can't send a Cakewalk project to the radio station and say, hey, can you play my song? And they'll be like, I don't have Cakewalk. So this is what you need to do. You can highlight, double click to highlight all the tracks. All right. And you can do what's called bounce to track. Now, we also normally use like bounce to clips, all right? But I'm not worried about bounce to clips right now. I'm gonna use bounce to track. Now, this is the old way. I used to do this quite a bit, and then I discovered that you really didn't have to do it this way anymore. But this is what you need to know. There are presets that are on here, all right? And it's a lot to go through. So I can bounce. I can use the buses. So the buses are the stereo buses that you can create. Right now, the only bus that I have right now is a master bus. And there's some other buses that like are down here. Let me move this over again so you can see me. Woo! I'm flying around the screen. Yay. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. All right. On this side, there is a master metronome and preview. These normally come already set up. You don't need the metronome. You don't need the preview. I mean, you can use them if you needed to use them for something, but for right now, you don't really need them. So the main thing is a master bus. So I can send whatever's on the master bus. So say, for instance, I put all these plugins on the master bus. Maybe I put surround sound. I put a multi-band compression, everything on master. And then I wanted to just send that signal. I can go to bus, right? Click on the buses. If I want to just send the clips, I can do that. If I want to do clips, broadcast wave format. If I want to do clips with no automation, automation allows you to basically change any of the MIDI signal messages that go into the track. So whether that's velocity or envelope or any other type of other effects that you can control, you can do that with automation, which allows you to draw a line. Or you can move a fader if you got like a controller of some sort. Like I got knobs on this little Impact LX25 by Nectar. I can control it by turning a knob up and down and adjust the resonance or adjust the cutoff or LFO, any of those functions. So I can do that with automation as well. I can do the entire mix for CD audio, entire mix for MP3, entire mix with no effects. I can do just the tracks with no automation effects, or tracks through entire mix. And I like to do entire mix. So I'm going to click entire mix. And then destination, it says it's going to go to track 4. Track 4 is a track that's not on there right now. Right now I have 1, 2, and 3. So track 4 is going to be created. It's going to be in stereo format. You can do mono, you can do stereo, or you can do split mono, depending on what you need to do. We have these different dithering, and it's a lot to go to explaining what each of these do. I used to use triangular most of the time, but the Power R3 is cool. If you want to look into these and really figure out what they do, then definitely do that. If you have more questions about it, I'll respond to that. But it's a little bit to go into talking about what each part does, because it's kind of confusing. I mean, it's not confusing, but it's something that you feel like you really don't need to know right now. Just keep it simple. Whatever it's set on, that's fine for now. Bounce playback size, that's cool. Leave that the same. Source category, what to bounce? We're bouncing the entire mix. Or we can bounce the tracks, or the tracks through the entire mix. Whatever way you want to do it, but let's do entire mix. Sorry, my throat is so dry right now, but I'm gonna keep going. All right, you got all these extra things down here. You can render in real time. Real time is going to take a little bit longer to render, but that might be fine. You can just arrange. Okay, you can do time selection. So that comes in handy. Say for instance, you have 200 measures of data, and you want to do that whole thing. You can do the entire project, or you can just do a certain section. Now, it chose to do measure 6, because that's as far as I went in the project. I don't have anything after that, so there's no sense in it trying to do the whole entire project. It'll just do the time selection. Press OK, and it will bounce. And you will notice that it creates a new stereo track. I'm going to solo that track. Now, let's say that I have that track, it's good to go. Sounds great. I'm like, whoo, that's fat. That's a fat song. I want to export that song. All right. So you can click on it, and you can go to File. You can go to Export, and you got a few options here: audio, video, MIDI groove, clip, OMF, standard MIDI, and track. Audio is what we want. If you're trying to send your audio file to a distribution company like Landr or like DistroKid, etc., you need to do export audio. Name your project, where you want to save it at. We want it to be WAV, but you can also do it in any of these other formats. Just depends on what you want to do it in. But if you're going to send it to a distribution company, definitely keep it as WAV. Unfortunately, CD quality is 44.1. So I would just say keep it at 44. 16-bit is what you want. Now, if you were going with any other format, like say, for instance, you're keeping this online or you're trying to do it to a movie that you're working on, then you might want to do a higher sample rate. But it's going to have to be the same or lesser than what your sample rate is at. So if you record it in 48, you know, going up to 96 to export, it's not going to make any sense because you didn't record in 96 in the first place. Once again, we got those dithering. So now it's set on triangular. So triangular, stereo, 16-bit, that's all good. Entire mix, everything else looks the same as when we did the bounced track. So, and then we export. And it came down here with a message and it says open export location. And there it is. And then I can click on it. Okay. Sorry, I had to turn my mic off so I can cough for a second. I hate coughing on the microphone and on live. Woo! Really should have got some water for this thing. Just imagine how much you do so much talking, and after a while, it's like your voice just gets really dry. So I exported my audio, and now I found my audio. Now I can send it off to where I want to do. That's the basics thing of recording. If you're recording from an electronic device like electronic drum set, or you want to use your virtual controller or a MIDI controller, going into Cakewalk, record your drums. Don't be afraid to record on one track because you can always separate it. As you've seen earlier, I separated each track, and now I can mix each track differently. But let's say I want to put some audio to that. So I'm going to archive. I love to archive things, so I don't know if you know how to archive. But that's crazy because I don't remember this button being right here now. But you used to have to just right-click and then go to MSR, yeah. MSR, and then press archive. But now you could do it from right here. So if I archive this track, it just means that I'm not getting rid of that data, but I don't need that to play right now, and I don't need to tie up my memory resource. So, okay. My memory resource is good right now. Normally it's higher than that, but that's because I don't have that much information on this particular song I'm working on. All right, so I want to record an audio track now, and I have my drums good. I can put a little loop on here. Okay. Set loop points. Let's drag this over to here. Is that right? I think I had that lined up right. There we go. Not quite lined up correctly. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Zoom in is right here. And I know, let's do, let me see. And it might be because this still is not on in time. So let's do something real quick. Let me go back and I'm gonna quantize this again. And I know you all are wondering like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Let's try to quantize it to 16. All right. And let's go back to quantize. But then let's just do a swing of it. which I could have did the first time. Okay, looks like we got a doubler on there or something. That's weird. Probably swung that too much. All right, let's do Q again. And let's bring it down to like 58%. 57%. Let's try that. Still don't like that. Control Z again. I'm just playing around with you all. Let's try 62%. Okay, I notice one of these is off. This note. I can slide just that one note over too as well. So all I did was just click on the, not the events, but click on the piano roll, click on that one note, click off of it, click on the note. Then I can use my keys, my cursor keys on the keyboard, left or right, to move it around. I think this part where it was kind of like really off. Okay, still don't like that. Still early. I think so. Try moving it again. Change that. Let's change the snap. You might want to change the snap too as well up top, so I can have more finer movements. Let's try this now. Okay, it still sounds like it's ever so slightly Russian. Was that it, or was that a different place? Might have been the wrong place. Excuse me. So I might be fine with that. Might be fine with that. It's not quite perfect, but maybe I don't want perfect. Once again, I'm not going to have this out anyway. All right, so I want to go about recording audio tracks. So I'm going to right click, insert audio track. And you want to make sure that the input is set up. Someone asked me a question. Let me pull it up real quick. Go to channel, go to notifications. Someone had asked a question. Well, where is it at? Got it. Okay. So Shane Martin asked a question. Shane, I don't know if you're gonna hear this later on, but I think hopefully I can tag you in the description. So when I click the drop down tab, it doesn't give me an option to choose a channel. Would you know why? I have tried connecting with USB and with the 4th inch, and it won't show me an option to select an input channel. So when you record the audio track or you insert the audio track, you should be able to have input channels. Like you should have some type of input data down here or some type of input sources that you can click on. So if you have the Focusrite, then you should see the Focusrite down here. If you have, any other type of interface, if you got Behringer device, like I've got the XR, you should see inputs. And when you click on input now, if you're using the sound card built in your computer, you might only see left, right, and stereo. That might be the only thing that you get because your computer only has one channel, or two channels rather, left and right. If you have a Scarlett, like I have the Scarlett 2i4 here, which is an older unit, normally I'll see left, right, or center. So left is going to be channel 1, right is going to be channel 2, and then whatever mic I have or whatever cable or instrument cable I have plugged, wherever I have it plugged at, that's how I decide where to go. On my X18, since it's 18 channels, I have input 1, input 2, input 1 and 2. So say for instance I was running the keyboard in stereo, maybe I want to record in stereo. In this case, I'm recording because I'm on my input is 12. So I'm going to click 12, and then when I press record, I should see a signal. And if I don't see a signal, then I know something is not right. Now, give me one moment. I am going to clear my throat so I can record something because I feel like I'm getting ready to cough again. Hold on one moment. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I apologize. This got to be one of the most weirdest live streams I ever done before, but I'm doing better, but it's just I fought a whole lot of mucus and cold over the weekend, and it was just a busy weekend. I had a gig yesterday, and I had a wedding reception that I had to do sound for and play for. So, and then I've had 2 wedding receptions in a row. I had one last week that I had to do. I had 2 gigs in one day, and I had to hook up stuff for both gigs, and it was just crazy. That was last week, but I'm trying not to wear myself out. So make sure you all protect your body. Make sure you do well by your body, eat healthy, and all that good stuff. Because, man, when you get sick, it's retarded. All right, but let me record something, and I don't know what I'm going to sing because, I like to make this stuff on the spot. Okay, here we go. All right, now, we talked about being able to record and being able to record using comping or overwrite or sound on sound. I'm going to do comping right now. All right. And if you haven't saw my video about comping, definitely check that out. But hold on. First, let's answer a question. From the gaming zone, which comes first, the Pro channel or the effects box when mixing? That's a good question. So by effects box, do you mean this area right here? Here, let me drag myself back over this way. Do you mean this area right here? Like if I click on effects box, period. So the way this is set up, the Pro channel is first. But if you're using the Pro channel, you can include the effects into the Pro channel. And I think the last video I did, I talked about the Pro channel. So that's good. Let me record something first, and then I'm going to show you what I mean. I don't know what to do when I'm recording these things for the likes of you. All right, I don't know. And I stopped it. I have a habit of pressing the space bar to stop. I'm not supposed to press it. I'm just supposed to keep recording. But anyway, in order to get to the comp, you got to open the take lanes so you can see it at least. All right, and you can see that I recorded one take. The crazy thing is I don't even remember what I recorded now. But all right, let's record it again. I don't know what to sing now, but I gotta figure this thing out before the end of this live stream. I don't know what to sing now, but I gotta figure it out. Figure it out! Yeah! Okay, alright, sorry, I got excited with that one. Yeah, hope I can help y'all learn something about Cakewalk. Cakewalk. Cakewalk, cakewalk, cakewalk. All right, and you get the idea. So I can press stop, and now I have all these different takes that I can use. If you click on one, let's take the record button off. Click on one, like I want to click on record to take one. Oh, I wonder if I can zoom this in. You think I can zoom this in like that? Oh yeah. Gonna play around with it right now. Then I'm gonna have to reset this later. So record take one is right here. And then I can just click on it and press shift spacebar. I don't know what to do when I'm recording these things. Okay, I can press the up button on the keypad or the cursor to hear it. Well, there was nothing on track 2. Sing now. Here's record 3. But I gotta figure this thing out before the end of this live stream. Okay, all right, here's another one. I don't know what to sing now, but I gotta figure it out. Figure it out! Yeah! Okay. All right, I got excited with that one. Yeah, hope I can help y'all learn something about Cakewalk. Cakewalk. Cakewalk, cake. All right, so you get the idea, right? So then what I want to do is I'm gonna zoom all the way in, and you want to look for this little, I don't even know what to call it really. It's like a selection tool. It's a line with 3 dashes at the bottom, and so let me drag these out. So if you just drag one out, it drags all of them out, which is good because you need to be able to see the audio so you know what sections you're doing. So I'm going to say this is a section. Okay, but I got to do it different for this one because this is also a section. Yeah, this might not work out. It works out better when you actually sing the same thing, but if you're not singing the same thing, it's really going to mess you up. All right, so let's do that. And then let's do this. And I'm just making sections. Separate takes. And let's do, is there another track up here? No, okay. Let's do, right here. All right. So now I'm going to try to piece this thing together, but now it's not going to make sense of what I'm actually doing because I'm not trying to make anything make sense, really. I'm just going to take bits and pieces from each part and formulate some type of lyric. And it might not even make sense to you all, but that's okay. It's about having fun. All right. So I can click on this part. And I can go to each section and I can audition just that section. All right. All right. So if I want to keep that, press enter. All right. Click on the next part. No. What? I don't know. Yeah. And you get that. And you get that. And you get that. Yeah, I don't know what, 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 I don't know what. So you can see it added it up there. I don't know what, I don't know. Then go to the next part. Sing now, sing, yeah. Hope I can help ya. 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 Hope I can. All right, let's go to this part. This is really not gonna. It's gonna sound so crazy when it gets done. What to do? What to do? To sing now? But I gotta. But I gotta. I learned something about Cakewalk. I learned something about. But to sing now, to sing now, use that to say now, to sing now. But I gotta, but I gotta. All right, let's do this part. When I'm recording, when I'm recording, when I'm recording. And I'm just pressing spacebar and I'm pressing shift space. There's another way to move from one part to the next part. For some reason I can't even remember how to do it, but if you know how to do it, then you know what you're doing. But comping is still something that's it's crazy. It's like years ago you didn't have this option, so and then it's like now it's a major factor of anybody that's doing production, vocal production. You sing now. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Click shift. When I'm recording, when I'm recording, when I'm recording. Go up. But I gotta figure. Cakewalk, 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 cakewalk. Should I use a cakewalk? Cakewalk, cakewalk. But I gotta figure. 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 But. Alright. Let's do this part. This thing out, this it out, figure it out, figure it out, figure this thing out, figure it out, figure it. Cakewalk, cakewalk, figure it out, figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. All right. Let's do this last part. Let's see. I need to. Well, that's fine. We'll keep it the way it is. I was going like shorten it some. For the likes of you, before the end of this live stream. Oh yeah. Oh, cakewalk, cakewalk, oh, cakewalk, cakewalk, oh, cakewalk, why not? Let's use that one. Oh, cakewalk, cake. All right, so everything is done and everything is written up here. As you can see, I feel like some parts are going to be cut off, but that's okay. Say I'm fine with that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it. That's the track I want. I'm going to right-click on this, and I'm going to go to Flatten Comp, and it's going to create another track. And then it's going to mute all the other tracks and just solo that track. And now I can minimize that, all right, and then I can play it. Let me zoom this window back out again, hopefully, if I can. Yes. Give me 1 second. I normally don't like doing this stuff on the fly, but I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Okay, I'm missing something. There we go. Maybe. All right, drag that back out. There we go. All right, and hopefully you're still there. All right, game is on. All right, so now let me get to what you're actually talking about. Let me take my. Actually, no, I can keep the loop on. Let's keep the loop on. So. I don't know what. Hope I can help ya to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Oh, cakewalk, cakewalk. Yeah, all right. So now that's crazy thing is I can actually take something like that and sample that and use that as like some vocal effects or whatever. But anyway, all right. So you're in the Pro channel. Click on the track, and here's my Pro channel here. Now the way the Pro channel works is that there's already stuff that's in your layout or your what do you call it? What do you call this? Vocal chain. That's what I have to think about. Or your chain, your mix chain rather. All right. So any of these can be moved around. Like I can drag the EQ up, I can drag the tube up. But if I wanted to say, you were asking about using other effects. So let's say I just want to use the Pro channel. I don't want to worry about adding effects here, like, you know, on the actual tracks themselves. I just want to do it on the Pro channel rather. So all I got to do is go here, right click, insert module. All right. And then I can go down to FX chain. All right. And from FX chain, it's going to offer another box just like the ones that we see here. And then here, you can go ahead and insert whatever you want to insert. Like, I think I'm going to put the, let's put that, where's that thing at? The VX64 on here. I'm going to insert, I'm going to go all out on plugins. I'm just going to use everything on here. Let's put a little distortion on here. Alias factor. I don't even really use that, but let's use it anyway. And why not? Let's put auto tune on it. Why not? Why not? And hopefully my auto tune still works. Okay. All right. And the way things been working today, I'm like, some stuff might not work at all. So, all right. Oh yeah. And why not? Why? Let's do Sonitus modulator. Then let's go all out on effects. All right. So I got this effects chain. So now this effects chain is going to go in this order. But I can move these around, okay? So like say, for instance, I want to put the auto-tune up first, and then maybe I want the VX64, then the modulate, then the alias factor, all right? And then say I want all of this other stuff first, or I can move this up to the top, and now everything else is at the bottom, all right? So there's a bunch of ways you can do that. Then I can minimize that, or if I need to open it up, I can open it up. I'm going to do something really weird. I'm going to choose a key that this song is not in, so we can really mess this up. And let's see, because I don't know if it's an E. Let's solo it.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now, but I gotta figure it out.
Okay, let's turn these off first.
Cakewalk.
All right, let's do it again.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I
might have been. Hold on, let me see. Oh my God, really? I don't have perfect pitch, but I was actually in the key of E major, so that didn't work out well. All right, so let's put it in a different key. Let's put it in D flat. Let's put it in D flat major.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Oh, cakewalk, cakewalk.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now.
Let's put in B flat major.
But I gotta figure it out. Oh, cakewalk.
And actually, let's take
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Oh, cakewalk, cakewalk.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now.
There we go. Let's add E in
but
there.
I gotta figure it out. Oh, cakewalk, cakewalk.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that's good. Yeah, let's mess it up. Let's really mess this thing up. All right, so whew, hopefully I don't start coughing again. All right, so we got auto-tuning access, and then I'm going to add in, these are not even on yet. So, okay, let's add the vocal VX64. Now here, I'm just going to pick something. I don't know. Let's smash it. Let's see what it sounds like. All right. Oh, and I got to turn it on.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Oh, cakewalk, cakewalk.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Awesome. All right. And this is what I do, yo. I'll just get in and start messing with stuff. You never know what stuff does until you start using it. Presets for the modulator. Let's do some flanger. Let's try wah wah. See what that sounds like.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk, cakewalk. I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now.
Yeah, I like that. That's hot. All right, okay, let's put this alias factor on and add some distortion or something. Fuzzy one. Yeah, let's try that one. See what it sounds like. Auto tune access it's the cheapest one. Like they have it's like I think it's like $89 or $99 or something like that. I think that's what it is. So basically, I'm leasing this plugin to buy through Landr, Landr, and they have like I think I pay like $5 and something a month until it's paid off. Yeah, but it's pretty much the same. I mean, it doesn't have, there's so many different type of auto tunes out now. It's crazy. It only used to be one, but now you got like 5 or 6 different versions of auto tune. So this one, it just has the your basic, you can. I think it has auto detect for key, but I don't know if it actually has it or not. So it might not have auto detect. Some of them have auto detect. Where it'll just, as soon as you put it in, it'll figure out what key it's in and it'll make the adjustments. But it does have the retune speed, which is fine. It does have a humanize, which is supposed to make it better for those notes. The way you end your notes, the phrases like vibrato and stuff like that. Sometimes the computer will mistake those for notes that are out of tune. Vibrato actually is going in and out of tune. So if you put the humanize on there, it'll kind of help with that. And then what I did is I just started taking notes out. So, and I could really take all the notes out and just have it tuned to one note. So, but yeah, this is a cool plugin. I mean, I don't really use it. I mean, I like auto tune, but I'm not an auto tuner person that I'm going to auto tune every single thing. But yeah, I'm definitely using it on my new song. That one sounds more effective than auto tune. Well, I mean, it is auto tune. It's just this auto tune access is just like the. Here, I can show you real quick. Let me show you. I think I can show you. Let me see. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, well, actually, no, I'm sorry. It's actually only $49. So. Yeah, so I'll probably be paid this off quicker, but I think the price goes up and down. So, and you get 2 free months of unlimited. So, there's various different products now, but look at all these products that they have now. They didn't used to have all these products. So auto key normally comes with most of them, so they'll find out whatever key it's in. But auto tune vocodus, I mean, that's hot. If you definitely looking for that vocoder effect. The auto-tune EQ is really good too as well, vocal EQ. But yeah, auto-tune Pro is like the standard. But you can go, whichever one you need. So like this one it's just basic, Yeah, it was $99, but now it's $49. So hey, you can go ahead and get that if you need to get it. Let's see. Yeah, so it's just, it's got the basic things. You can also do it through here too as well. But like I said, I did it through Landr, and I don't. Landr has like different plugins that you can buy, that you can pay like really cheap per month. So if you're a person that's like, hey man, I don't have $99 or $50 right now, but I got $5 though. So then you could do it that way, and it's pretty simple. But it's funny. Like I used to use auto-tune a long time ago. When I was at my father's house, that's because we were doing a lot of production for different people that came by, and you needed it then. How do you rent for a month? I would love to do that. I got a link. Do I have a link? I got a link down below, so it should be a link. Well, it's not. It's probably not in there now, but I'll put a link. Gamer Zone. I'll try to. When I say I'll probably email it to you, maybe, but I'll have the link below. Then you can click on it and go to Landr, or you can go to Landr's website. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So you all know I've talked about Landr quite a bit, and I joined with Landr. I don't know, 3 months. I mean, 3 years ago, something like that. I can't remember. But originally, Landr was just an AI mastering company, so artificial intelligence mastering company. And then they went on to, I mean, create all kind of stuff. They have like collaborations, so you can link your sessions and your DAW to it. You could hire network professionals, industry professionals that have, yep, that's how you spell it, Landr. So this is like, and then I did distribution. They created distribution after that. But originally it was just dealing with master, and then they had a distribution company. I joined a distribution company because it was a pretty good deal. You know, it was like I pay $14 a month. That allows me unlimited distribution, but it also allows me unlimited mastering. So I can take my tracks. You just drop your track in here, master it, and then you're good to go. So under create, these are the plugins section. I don't think I was talking about browse plugins. So Landr has its own FX suite. I haven't even really got into working with that, but I might get this and then talk about it later on. But here's an auto-tune access. It's $5.49 a month. Got a few other things on here. Yeah, hopefully game is on. You can see how I found it. I just went up to create. Then I went to plugins rather. And then you'll see it, you know, and then they advertise which ones they really want you to get. There's a lot of good, you know, good stuff on here that I haven't really got into, but and there's some free ones on here. So maybe I'll do some I get away from doing like a lot of third-party plugins, or is that third party? I guess it's third party. I always kind of use the plugins that come with the Cakewalk because I know me as a person, I feel like if I can't get the job done with the plugins that come with Cakewalk, then why am I using the software in the first place? I mean, it's just simple as that. But not to say that you don't need extra plugins, because Cakewalk doesn't do everything. So you do need additional plugins. But for the most parts that you need to do, like recording vocals, mixing your vocals, mastering your vocals, mastering your project or your music, you know, beefing up your bass drum, you know, making sure your snare is popping and cracking, all of that stuff you can do within Cakewalk. So I don't really need to add extra effects because, you know, it takes a while just to learn how to use one effect properly. Now you're talking about, oh yeah, man, go download 15 more plugins to use. But I will do some tutorials on some of these. Latency delay, you know, old school verb, that might be cool. A graphic equalizer, that's cool. So, you know, and then like I said, on this Landr, they got their own little plugins that they've created. And let's see, I think, was that it, right? Yeah, okay. You also have samples that you can find on here. And I've talked about chromatic. I have a video dealing with chromatic, which I actually, on my song that I'm working on now, Super World, I use some sounds from chromatic, like some samples. So it's like really cool. It's like a lot of stuff that's on here. Yeah, that's just the same thing. Yeah, you got little presets. So Landr is like coming up in the game, you all. They got a lot of good stuff on here. And then they got pricing, you know. And by the way, this video is not sponsored by Landr. Just so I can put that disclaimer. I'm just, you know, I like to share whatever I can share. So it's a bunch of different things on here. So you can, you know, if you want to get into it, you can. Whew, so many pricing plans. So, but anyway, that's enough of that because I get excited about this type of stuff. What is a compressor setting to level everything or glue everything together? That's a good question. Compression is tricky because it depends on what you're trying to achieve. I would say the ultimate compressor that I would use to glue everything together would be a multi-band compressor. because a multi-band compressor, and let me pull it up so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so multi-band compressor, if I'm on this MIDI channel, and let's say I add, not MIDI channel, I'm sorry, master channel. Who you all? I'm still sleepy. And it's in the afternoon, I'm still sleepy though. All right, so if I'm on the master track, I can go to effects, I can go to insert audio, and I can go to, I was just thinking maybe I should zoom in some more on this. I wish there was a way I could just zoom in on here versus like having to change everything all the time. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe I could zoom in on Cakewalk. Let me see something. Will that work? Nope. Okay, that doesn't work. All right, never mind. Hopefully you can see it from where you are. So let me click on the master track. All right, and all right, so got my effects, insert audio, go down to dynamics, Sonitus multiband. I haven't even talked about this plugin, but this plugin is amazing. And I mean, not just this one, but any type of multiband compression is amazing. So I have this on here, right? So let me play that loop.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now.
Okay, so
But I gotta figure it out. Okay, well,
the good thing about this is I can solo different sections. And I wish I can zoom in on this. I'm like, golly. Let's zoom in real quick, you all. All right, does that help a little bit? Yeah, maybe that's better. All right, so you can solo each section of frequencies. And I just did a video talking about how to EQ for beginners. So this is a compressor that allows you to boost certain levels. Like say if I needed to boost my lows, I can boost that more. Okay.
Well, I don't know what. Hope I can.
Okay.
Figure it out. Okay, well. I don't know.
And the reason why this is helpful is because, say for instance, everything lives in a frequency plane, all right? A frequency plane, when I mean, PLANE. So basically saying that my low ends, what all covers the low ends? My bass, my 808 drums, my drums, period, cover all the lower spectrum of the frequency range. What covers a higher frequency? My strings, my clarinet, my flute, my vocals, right? So if it ever came to the point where you were like, I like the mix, but I just feel like I'm losing the oomph, well, maybe you need to come to the multi-band compression and actually boost the bottom end of it. And it might be, the like much lower spectrum. So like this is 80 hertz on down, or it might be 324 hertz on down. So if I wanted to boost this section, I lift it up a little bit. And now if you're not sure like how to do all this, you can play around with it. It can change the sound drastically. So you want to be careful with it. Like I said, listen to it on different devices. If you're listening to it on your headphones, just don't depend on your headphones. Like listen to it on speakers, take it to your car stereo, listen to it on there and say, you know what? Shoot, I thought it wasn't no bottom in there, but when I put it in there, I feel like I was about to blow my speakers up. Then, when you come back to this multi-band compression, you need to bring that bottom end back down some. But there are some presets in here. In a typical way of, hey, I'll be with you in one moment, man. In one moment. My son just came in. He's like, yeah, it's like, all right, where the food at? Where the food at? What's up?
I want a snack.
I'm going to give you a snack, all right? I'm almost done, son. I'm almost done. All right. And you come into the software. One thing that I learned is that the part that really needs to be elevated more than anything is the mids. And the reason why I say that is because think about it like this. What happens when you add too much high frequency, right? First of all, you get all this, you might get too many highs. It might be piercing to the person's ears when they're listening to it. What happens when you add too much lows? You add too much lows, okay, now everything sounds muffled. You can't really hear the vocals anymore. You hear the bottom end, the drums are kicking, the bass is kicking, but you can't hear what the vocals are doing. What is the range that many people actually hear in? So when I talked about this on my EQ video, is that that 100 hertz between a 2.5 hertz or 2.5 kilohertz rather is the frequency range that most of your characteristics of your voice, of the piano, of even in the bass, like bass guitar, like, you know, most of those characters, like a sweet spot for the bass is like 160 hertz, like around that area, 140, 160, 180 hertz. That's where like the body of the bass is. But once again, you know, am I going to be playing notes all the way down here all the time? And am I going to be playing notes all the way up there all the time? That's on the piano. You know, we know that in frequency wise, and if you don't know this, well, now you know this, is that if I'm on the piano, okay, we're tuned to A440. Why do they say A440? Because 440 hertz is this A, and it's the middle A. So if I'm saying this is middle C, all right? All right, this is A. Turn it up some more so you can hear it. So this is 440. All I'm doing is division or multiplication. So if I want to divide this, if I go down an octave, this hertz is 220 hertz, all right? And then if I go down lower than that, this is 110, all right? So if 110 is down here, so that means that frequency-wise, if I go down again, I got 55, all right? 55 hertz is way down here at a low A. So what's the lowest note on a bass? All right? All right? So we do go down to a low B. All right? So you have these frequency ranges. Even though notes go that low or they go that high, same thing going up. 440, right? 880, right? Okay. 1.6 K, somewhere around there. All right, and then you go up more than that. So you can notice that like the piano range, pretty much everything is within that range I was talking about. The most sweetest notes are within the 100 hertz, you know, on up. Bass notes, lower, like the lower B string. We can feel it. Can you really hear it well? Sometimes when you play the B string, you don't really hear it. You feel it more than anything. And I'm just rambling. I'm rambling, y'all. All right. So hopefully Gaming Zone, I don't know if you still on her or not, but hopefully he didn't get off and like, man, this dude is just talking too much. But hopefully that answered your question. This multi-band compression is a really good way to glue everything together. Excuse me. So, but I can use that on that.
I don't know what.
Yeah, but I don't need it right now, so I'm gonna turn that off. All right. And then here we go. Let's go back to my processing. So I don't need the console right now. I was on track 5. I got my alias on there now, right? And now I'm gonna add compression. And I got a compressor on here. Okay.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk.
Okay.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing
So
now.
do a slow attack.
But I gotta figure it out.
Release.
Cakewalk. I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out.
Okay, my compression is working now. You can definitely hear the difference. And let's put an EQ on all that because maybe it's too bright and maybe I don't want it to be real bright like that. So
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now.
let's do a low pass.
But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk.
Low pass filter.
I don't know
Just
what.
a slope.
Hope I can help you out to sing now.
Maybe I want more lo-fi feel.
Figure it out. Cakewalk.
Okay, maybe I want it that way.
I
Maybe I'll
don't
put a high
know
pass
what.
filter on
Hope
there as
I can
well.
help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk. I don't know what.
I would
Hope
boost
I
the
can
highs
help you
right
out
there,
to
son.
sing now.
Just a Q on it.
But
Make
I
it a little
gotta
sharper.
figure it out. Cakewalk.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm going for. Maybe that's the way I want it to
Hope I
sound.
can help you out to sing
All right.
now.
I'm cool with that. Let me go to tube. Let's do something on that. Let's put some saturation on this thing. All right.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now.
Let's drive it.
But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk. I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now.
Okay.
But I gotta figure it out.
Console C.
Cakewalk.
Put another.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk. I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk.
Okay. All right. So I got all these effects on there now. Oh, I should have added some reverb. All right. Let's add some reverb though. Let's put some reverb on there. I forgot to put reverb. Why not? Right. I almost forgot what a reverb was. I'm like, where is a reverb? Let's use the reverb. That's fine. That's inverse. Let's try this. Jumping Jacko.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk. I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk. I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk.
All right, so I think we're tired of listening to this vocal now by now, but you get an idea. So I've played around with it. Now I can put this on my beat and go from there. Now I didn't talk about EQ and anything else, but you get an idea. So Gaming Zone, you can definitely add all your effects over here and not even worry about this part. But if you want to add effects on here, normally on a chain, it's going to be whatever's on the strip. So that's how it's going to flow. So the gain is first, then Pro Channel, and then the FX section. I can't remember what it's called right now. And then your sends, and then everything else is down here, and then the faders. So, but it all starts with the gain. So it normally goes from top to bottom, basically, to control everything. Or you can think of it the other way, going from bottom to the top, whichever. When you're in that process, you can always play around. Like I always like to play around. Does it sound better when I put the EQ up top? Or does it sound better when I put the compression up top? There's no exact way to do everything because it all depends on the song. Every song requires a different sound. No two songs are alike. No two vocal takes are alike. Just like no two guitar solos are alike. Even if you play the exact same guitar solo, it's still going to sound slightly different. So, always be, conscious of just playing with stuff. Like, make it your own. That's the good thing about being able to explore. Imagine if you were in a studio and you were trying to explore with all this different type of stuff. Imagine how much money you would waste if you were in a studio and you didn't know exactly what you wanted to do when you got in there. Or if you asked the engineer, hey, could you, put more reverb on? Oh, no, cut the reverb out. Or, do a fade in right here. Put an envelope on this. You'd be in there forever if you didn't know exactly what you want to do for a project. That's why it's so helpful that home studios were created. Like, that computers were, released, PC came out, even Mac came out, and they allowed consumers to buy them and do stuff at home. And then digital audio workstations, whether it was Ableton or Pro Tools or Logic or Nuendo or Cubase or any of those, different softwares came out so that way you can be at home and do this from the comfort of your home. And you can take 2 hours to put a song together, or you could take 200 days to put a song together. It doesn't matter because it's your song and you can take as much time as you need. And don't be afraid to get in here and play with stuff. That's how you figure stuff out. I was actually, I like to look at different videos about how productions and how songs were made. And I was looking at Prince. I was looking at, because, since Prince passed away, YouTube has been flooded with all the different type of videos talking about his life, talking about performances that you haven't seen or heard. And I was watching a video where it was talking about the song Kiss. And I can't remember all the specifics, but what I remember is that there's a hi-hat pattern on there, and he was talking about how hard it was for drummers to play this hi-hat pattern that's on that song is because it's not your typical hi-hat pattern. It wasn't like they programmed a hi-hat pattern, but what they did is they used sidechain compression to link to the guitar. So when the guitar was playing, the hi-hat would open, like, the sound or the level or the velocity basically would open up for the hi-hat. So creating this really intricate part that was really based off the chinks of the guitar. So if you, I don't know if you ever checked that out, but you all should go check that out. Definitely. That was like a really cool video, but I always like looking at how, producers do things, especially like Mix to Master series is like really great too as well. So definitely check that out. Because you get different ideas, that's even the engineer, it was something different that he had never tried before, and he just decided to try it. And then little did you know, it worked and it sounded great. Now, of course, every drummer was probably pissed off because it couldn't really play the hi-hat pattern like it was really written. But, oh well, but like I said, just explore these things. Have fun with it. So I have this, and I mean, everything is cool. I like the way my vocals sound. I like the way my drums sound. I don't need no other instruments. And then I can, instead of doing bounce to track like I did here on track 4, I can just double click, highlight these, all right? And then I can go to bounce. I mean, not bounce, but export. And I can export it this way as well. And actually, I don't feel like naming it. I'm not going to name it right now. All right, so, and I'll say, preset, not that worried about that. It's the entire mix. You don't have to use a preset, so let's set this to, but if you do use a preset, it does change it automatically. Like buses, you notice that entire mix CD quality, so it changed 16-bit later on, so wave 44 power 3 stereo. All right, and then let's export that. Overwrite. Yeah, let's overwrite the first one, I guess. Okay. Then I can open it up. And let's see if it sounds different this time.
I don't know what. Hope I can help you out to sing now. But I gotta figure it out. Cakewalk.
Oh, yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Yeah, that's going to be a good song when I finish it. Okay, I'm not going to finish that. Hey, you all, I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'm glad that I was able to get this thing pulled up and get this stream going on. If you have any other questions to submit. Now, earlier, Von Hoth gave me some interesting stuff, so I need to look into Architect's drum kit and drum maps, and I'll look more into software that may be able to do auto correction while you're actually playing live on Cakewalk. But this is just a tutorial. It's uncut. It's as raw as it gets. I made a lot of mistakes. You heard me cough. You heard all kind of stuff in here. So hopefully you enjoy this. If you like content like this, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. But if you're returning to the channel, hey, welcome back. Good to see you. But if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. Click the notification bell so you're notified every time that I post new content. I am basically trying to spend the rest of this year really doing some great tutorials on Cakewalk. And definitely going to start a few new series. One is going to be reaction. So I'm going to start reaction videos that I haven't done. And I think I sent it. If I haven't sent it, I sent out a poll questionnaire asking, if you would actually be interested in watching those reaction videos. I have my first topic in mind. It's going to be, I think, if I'm correct, it's going to be like this: classical music that has been sampled in hip hop, okay, hip hop or rap music. So I start compiling a list, and what I want to do is I want to react to snippets of the original. Well, it won't be the exact original because like most of the people have passed away, but it'll be a composition, cover by some orchestra or some piano player or whoever it is. Listen to those and then compare them with what's used or what's sampled in the rap or hip hop. Now, I am very scared of doing reaction videos for the sake of copyrights, but I'm going to try to work through it, and hopefully it works, and hopefully I don't get copyright strikes or copyright claims. I know I'm probably going to get copyright claims, but we'll try to go through that. It might be something that I can't monetize, and if I can't monetize it, I'm hoping that you all still support the channel. I accept donations. There are donations on there. There's different ways you can donate to the channel. You can purchase merchandise. Now I have the store up where you can click on it. I'm also a digital artist. So if you have like an idea of something that you want me to, like you say, hey, I want to buy a shirt from you, but can you make this design, or can you put this words on there? I don't know, whatever. Do something different. I'm going to get some other designs together. So if you got a specific design that you want on your shirt, let me know too as well. What else? Any other tips or anything that's coming up? Oh, Pump My Jam. I have not forgot about Pump My Jam. I don't know if that's going well for everybody or not. I don't know if you all actually enjoy the content or not, but it is the way to showcase your music. I showcase mine all the time, but I'm interested in hearing your music, what you're working on, whether it's finished or unfinished. It is also a live stream that I normally do, but I think I'm going to start uploading as separate videos too as well, so that it'll reach out to more people, because I want people to discover you in your music, just like I want people to discover my music as well. So I think it's very helpful to do that. Once again, it is something that I try not to monetize, because I don't feel that it's right to monetize off of your music, So anyway, but if you're interested in doing that, the link should be below. I think it's still below, to actually sign up and, submit your information. Make sure that you tell me your artist name. Make sure you put a link to, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you want me to listen to it at, etc. Also, I'm going to start doing one-on-one tutorials or one-on-one sessions, I guess I call it that, or lessons, either way you want to think of it, with people that are really interested in learning more about Cakewalk. And maybe you're having so much trouble. Sometimes it's better for somebody to actually look at your software. So you look at mine most of the time when you're looking at it right now, but maybe I need to look at yours and see what you're doing so I can help you out with that. So if you're interested in that, I sent out a poll, or I posted a poll about that. Let me know if you're interested in that. It may be a charge to it. I'm not sure. I mean, I want to do something to help you out, but I do want to actually, value my time too as well. So, but it won't be something real crazy extreme. Basically, it'll be based off of however many minutes or how many hours you want for your session. So we'll talk more about that. Also, the last thing that I gotta get off here, my brain is slipping. I can't remember everything I'm supposed to be talking about. Okay, so we did the one-on-ones. We talked about merchandise. We talked about reaction videos. Okay, let me see. Look at my phone real quick. I got my notes on here. Find out. Okay. Let me go to the community tab. Got it. One-on-one lessons. Oh, that's right. Oh, there it is. Getting started with Cakewalk, which is what we kind of talked about today briefly. I'm going to get into making some digital products that you can download. And some of them may be free. Some of them may cost, but I'm trying to find out if you are a person that you say, hey, look, you know what? Yes, I can look at YouTube videos all day long and I get the knowledge, but I'm more of a person that likes to read. I like to read and really visualize the words and really get it, soak in it. There is a Cakewalk documentation that you can actually click on to find all the answers that you need, but maybe you don't feel like searching through all those answers. Maybe you just want to find what you need to get the job done quickly, kind of like how we covered here. I just want to get in, I want to create my track, I want to record some audio, and I want to export it. And then, or maybe I want to apply some effects and stuff like that. So I'm going to work on a digital, I guess it's going to be like a PDF book, basically. It's not going to be real long. It might be short, and if I need to expand it later on, I will. And it will be something very reasonable in price. So I'm thinking under $10, just something to really help you. I'm really thinking more towards like $5 for the book. And I'll probably be able to get it on the store for YouTube, or I'll probably have it on Amazon, a few other places that you can buy it. So I got to work on it. I got to write it first. But in there, if you have something specific that you need help with, let me know in the comments below on this video, or you can send me an email to JustDaNorm@gmail.com. JustDaNorm@gmail.com. On there, you can send me questions about, whatever you may have for Cakewalk, or you can send me if you're having problems, and you need answers to that specific problem. Or if you are interested in doing the one-on-one lessons, send me there too as well, because I want to be able to help you all as much as I can. August is coming back. My 9 to 5, I'm a teacher. So, school's getting ready to start back, and I'm getting ready to get busy again. I'm hoping that I can get a consistent schedule for posting. It's never happened before, so maybe it'll happen. If I could get to at least posting once a week on the same day at the same time, that would be great for me and for you all. At least I know I can prepare for that. Would you have a preference on what day you want to go? So like what day would you really like to watch these videos on? Like, let me know in the comments if you're still watching this far. Let me know in the comments what day you think would be the best day to post a video. Like, hey, this is the day that I'm normally on Cakewalk, or this is a day that I'm normally on YouTube, Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time or something like that, whatever time. So let me know. Anyway, I'm rambling you all, but I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Without you, I would not be able to grow. Without you, I would not have these questions that I need to answer. And I thank you for allowing me to share my music with you all. And thank you for your questions. All right. You all enjoy life. Be safe. Peace.